Hey everybody, welcome back to L-Man Gaming. Today I got for you my top 10 games of 2022. Now, let me make one thing clear. All of these games are games I have played for the first time this year, meaning that some of them could have came out in the past, but again, this is the first time that I'm experiencing them. So, let's get into it. So, coming in at number 10, we have Horizon Forbidden West. Ultimately, this game wasn't my favorite, especially compared to the first one. But look, if you have a PS5, you want to have that visual fiesta. I mean, this game offers things that other games don't offer right now, especially the way the machines are designed and the way you can kind of get in and out of combat and disassemble these machines to attack them. Right, the world is super interesting, and as I kind of said in my initial review, this is a game that you don't want to really rush out and get a PS5 for, but at some point, you do want to play this game when you get your PS5. Just take your time getting there. Coming in at number 9, we have Sifu. Man, out of all the games on the list, this one probably has really that best moment to moment kind of gameplay. Simple but super effective. Right, this is the kind of game where you're going to, hit yourself. Kind of that Souls-esque, right? You have to keep doing things over and over again and get better at the game. But the mechanics are all there, and it really is just up to your skill. Can you progress? Again, right? It's just a little too simplistic for it to really kind of move up on the list. But man, like if this ever comes to PS Extra or you get the money like 100%, just go ahead and play this game. Uh, Definitely, if you like this, kung fu style and those Souls games, this absolutely deserves to be experienced. The combat, again, is just completely satisfying in just about every way. So coming in at number 8, well, I finally got around to playing Resident Evil 2. Never played the original, but man, I forgot what survival horror actually felt like. This game brings it to you full force, man. There was definitely even like one moment in the game where I actually like completely ran out of resources, and all I could do was run. And I actually thought I was going to be stuck in the game and I had to do like a hard restart. But I don't know if the game really intentionally did this or what, but I actually just managed to keep finding some of the resources that I needed, and everything kind of got back up to speed again. So yeah, 100%. Like, you know, Resident Evil 4 is my favorite out of the series, but man, like it's been a long time since I played a game that kind of had me on my seat and made me really think about my bullets, made me think about the kind of choices I had to do, and really didn't make me want to leave the safe rooms. Right, the game is pretty creepy, scary. So yeah, Resident Evil 2 100% delivers on that survival horror. If that interests you, then this is 100% going to be the game. Coming in at number 7, we have Abzu. So PS Extra is a new service that PlayStation has offered, and this was one of the PS Extra games that were a part of it. And I remember when this game first came out, and I wanted to play it, but I just didn't want to spend the money on it. And ever since then, I've just been slowly but surely just I kept remembering it and kept waiting. And when I saw it was on part of PS Extra, and I could finally play the game, I was ashamed of myself that I didn't spend the money to go ahead and play this game, because out of all the games I think on the list, this is the game where 100% you're going to stop, you're going to pay attention, and you're not just trying to get to the next thing. It is extremely tranquil in the moment, telling a story that you're going to want to uncover. And a good story, it actually is. So, yeah, absolutely blew me away. Again, I feel great shame that I did not actually play this game when I could have. Uh, Again, these kind of simulation experience kind of games, whatever I want to call it, something like Journey, it just delivers exactly what it wanted to do in the most grander scale, calming way possible, and I absolutely loved my time with it. Really felt just a sense of tranquility playing this game, and that's not something often you get when you play video games. Coming in at number 6, we have Luigi's Mansion 3. Man, you know what? Nintendo really is incredible at doing things that just kind of wraps you into its little fun atmosphere and enables to kind of, tell this decent narrative at the same time while just giving you the best design levels you've ever seen. And that's what I remember the most from Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a game you're going to go through, and you're going to be able to experience such amazing themes for each of these hotels, right? You're in a hotel, the hotel's haunted, and the hotel, as you go up the floors, you're just, again, the themes that they have thought of were just absolutely incredible. And then the boss fight at the end of these floors just blew me away every single time. Again, just the highest quality kind of design decisions and choices I've seen in like a game, and that's what makes it just so fun when you're, you know, wanting to see what's next, and what's next is something that delivers every single time. Coming in at number five, kind of keeping up with the ocean theme here, Subnautica. Now, maybe I'm cheating a little bit, but I technically did play this game a while back, but I did not progress in it like whatsoever, so I'm not counting it. Right now, I'm finally playing it on the PS5. If you're not aware, they actually just had an update 2.0, so they added a lot of like new things, and I just wanted to give this game another try. Uh, and man, the progression system is absolutely incredible, right? Talking about survival and a heavy progression system, one of these kind of like Stardew Valley-esque games where anything, like everything like you do, nothing is wasted. And then at the same time, you're getting to explore this just incredible world, and you're going to be just totally engrossed in trying to figure out the story, collect resources, survive, and it's, again, just live in this world. And boy, oh boy, does it just blow you away in every aspect. Unfortunately, though, the game doesn't run well on the PS5 still. That's actually one thing that I've actually noticed still. And that's kind of why I was waiting for the update in the first place. Again, sucks that it's still kind of janky on the PS5. It does not feel like a PS5 game in any kind of way, but it runs better and it is playable now. So, yeah, Subnautica absolutely blow me away. It's actually the game I'm playing right now, actually. So, maybe I'll, excuse me, maybe I'll get some footage and upload it at some point. Coming in at number four, we got some heavy hitters now, guys. Elden Ring. Look, I'm gonna make this really quick and simple for Elden Ring. I'm sure you've heard of it by now. If you play the Souls games, right, you've played it already. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? The game is absolutely incredible. Only reason why it's number four on my list is because I, didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I still absolutely recognize it as Game of the Year. I mean, again, it is absolutely deserving of that title. It did things that no other game did. Just not my personal favorite. But if you haven't played it, just go ahead and play it already. What are you waiting for? Coming in at number three, Hitman 3. What a fun coincidence that is. But man, this is the game I probably put the most hours into. Squeaking out is even a little bit past Elden Ring. So let me get kind of one of the controversial things out of the way. The reason why I finally decided to play this game is because if you know this, what they've done, IOI Interactive, right? This was sold a lot of bits and pieces, and I've never seen a more complicated buying system for a game. I guess now they've kind of made it a little bit more streamlined, but still, it was just a complete mess. And you were buying like a pack at a time, and now the whole trilogy is like together, so you can play every like Hitman 1, 2, and 3 all together. So now it's called like Hitman 3 trilogy or what have you, right? But now that that's kind of bullshit's out of the way, right? That's why I'm finally playing it, because I was finally able to get a really good deal, right? PS5, and it's just like time to finally play it. And damn, this game is so dang fun, man. This is like Sims. It's like, imagine like the Sims, meets like some kind of like roguelike kind of thing, and you just you keep replaying these levels, and you just want to uncover more and more secrets, and you're trying to get these amazing runs and meet these challenges. But really, that's overcomplicating it. What I describe Hitman 3 as, in the most simplest terms, in the most purest form, is you're on a vacation. It just turns out you have to kill a few people while you're there, And that's why I love Hitman 3 so much. It's because it just felt like a vacation. Every level was so handcrafted that, you're visiting these locations and you feel like a tourist. You feel like a tourist, and there, you're excited to be in these, countries and air, cities, and, like they're just so well designed. And again, you just happen to have to kill a few people, right? That's the, that's the kind of passport you're carrying, is, to get into these countries, you're going to have to drop a few bodies. But it's well worth the price, because, again, this delivers just a truly unique experience. One where, again, you kind of take your time, and, right? It's like a Sims. That's why I say it's like the Sims, because you're just kind of happy to be in this world, and uncover these things and just really enjoy the level. It's very comfortable, like, a very kind of comfy game. I just love that. Again, yeah, this game blew me away, man. Most hours I think was 100% put into this game. Hitman 3, just absolutely incredible. I know the IOI Interactive Entertainment, they're going to be, they're making the James Bond game next. So I hope, they come back to Hitman rather, sooner rather than later. But we'll see. Either way, Hitman 3, the best vacation I've ever taken. So just like Luigi's Mansion, here's another Nintendo game, and another game. That's what like the theme of this list should be about, right? I feel shame. I feel great shame for not playing some of these games sooner. Holy shit, Mario Odyssey, out of this world. What Nintendo does best is that it takes gameplay and it puts it into its simplest form, right? You've seen the Ratatouille meme, right? The freaking food critic eating, and it's like, oh my god, like this is like Nintendo 64. Yeah, except it's actually better. It's much better than this Nintendo 64. They managed to bring, right, again, the kind of another vacation themes here, right? Maybe that's what I really like about my video games. I like just going to, new places and exploring. But Mario Odyssey takes its gameplay in the purest form and does not bog you down with heavy cutscenes at all. You're going to be going to multiple locations and using these super tight controls to explore, uncover, and collect, the moons. And I'm telling you what, versus you play the game for whether you play the game for 10 minutes or 8 hours, you can accomplish a lot in this game, man. And that's what really is my favorite thing about this. It's just how approachable this game is to just everybody. Mario Odyssey, again, it really blew me away, guys. In some way, again, call me crazy, but in some ways, I almost want to say it's better than Breath of the Wild. I'm not even kidding. I know it's probably wrong because, right, Breath of the Wild is an open world and just has that more kind of charm to it, too, and the better gameplay mechanics because it's an open world. But there are some things this game does better. And if you were to say this game is better than Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't hold it against you. Again, Mario Odyssey completely blew me away. And I want a second one, right? I couldn't. At this point, I can't play a Mario game without Cappy. Double cap jump, like I need it. Maybe I need that kind of tech in my life. So Mario Odyssey, again, finally got around to playing it, and it's the purest form of gameplay I've ever experienced, and simply just incredible, amazing game. I mean, really, guys, this would be maybe even like my top 10 of like the decade at this point, just how pure of gameplay it was. Coming in at number 1, Metal Gear Solid 5.
What took you so long? We'll talk, but not here.
Yeah, holy crap. This is the first time. This is going to be obviously the longest one I'm going to be talking about. Metal Gear Solid 5, first time playing this game. It's been 7 years. Let's get into some of the crazy things about why this game is number 1. First off, in terms of the Metal Gear series itself, I played Snake Eater. I think I got to like the Wasp guy and like quit because I didn't like the controls. I played Guns of the Patriot. Don't really remember that game besides a guy like jumping around, like a vampire jumping around licking his knife, vamp. I remember a lot of heavy cutscenes and ultimately kind of liking the game, but never played it again. Metal Gear Solid 5, though, it's Kojima's best work by a long shot. And here again is the thing with this game. If there was ever a game to keep someone over, this would be it. If you're a big fan of Metal Gear Solid, and you're upset about me for just now playing this game now, like, oh, dude, whatever, I played this game when it first came out, leave a comment, please tell me to go fuck myself, because now's the time. I mean, really, this is the game to do it on, because again, shame on me. I'm disgusted with myself. This is absolutely one of the best games I have ever played, period. And a game that has touched me, made me think about things, and well, that sounds like a little creepy, but yeah, it made me, it's opened up my mind in so many kind of different ways. It's made me appreciate themes in games, and really, from a story perspective, right, why we play these games. Because a lot of games I can think about that from a story perspective, I don't really, garnish anything from it. It's just like, okay, cool story. But this one, right? It makes you think about the story and it makes you think about the themes and what's happening around you, and it just opens up your mind. But that's just the story and the kind of movie aspect of it. What about the gameplay though, right? Remember how I was talking about Mario Odyssey being this purest form of gameplay, but without the heavy cutscenes bogging you down? Kojima managed to make the purest form of gameplay with cutscenes. Can you believe that? So not only does this game have like the best third-person controls I've ever played, and just right, none of this, that lag that your characters have in games, right, where you kind of like tilt looking like you press like to like move left, and it takes it maybe like a quarter second to actually like shift the weight, gives you that more cinematic feel. Nothing like that in this game. The Snake goes where you want him to. Venom, you know, and where you go is you're able to tackle everything in the most creative, fun ways. How you play from the very first mission to trying to tackle all the missions. I platinum the game. You can see it on my channel. It's a video. I actually have platinum the game, and I mean I did everything in this game, man. So from a gameplay perspective, it is just again pure, just like Mario Odyssey. But here's where this game again really just transcends to the next level, though, because from like a replayability and a cinematic kind of focus, it just combines both perfectly. I mean, like the helicopter. I know some people get kind of tired of like the helicopter, but man, riding in on a mission, starting that mission, and written and directed by Coach, it just felt right every single time. All the way to the end of my platinum, I never got bored of riding the helicopters. It just created these special moments. I knew this was a war story that I was creating, and I was a part of. It was just absolutely fantastic. In that extent. But let's get into actually the music. I saw this in a YouTube comment before. This game has better Bond, like James Bond songs than James Bond, and it really does. Sins of a Father that you maybe hear playing in the background. Holy shit, dude! Like I went total like listening to the song like nonstop in the car, and just always like talking to myself like Snake, what took you so long? I mean seriously, it's just like it makes me think. I'm jumping around here, but it's needed because like a games nowadays, right? You have to have loot boxes and loot and all this shit, whether it's like microtransactions or just even part of the gameplay in the games. You got to be collecting crap. You collect music in this game. It's like really the only big collectible, and it's awesome. But you know what the rewards are in this game? The cutscenes. That's why you keep pushing forward in this game, because you want to see what happens next. They're that well directed and cool, and the moments are just that Japanese craziness, but grounded just enough to where it's like shit, you know. It's incredible. But then again, we have the themes, man. The themes. I want to go back to the themes again because even now, the Phantom Pain still lingers. That's one of the memes too. But this game, it lingers. And there's an argument to be made, right, with Konami screwing him over and shit. I don't know if this was intentional. I have no idea if he maybe had to, what do you call it, like change the direction of the game at some point when he knew what was happening. I don't know, but I'll be damned if he didn't actually. It plays out exactly what you would think it would in terms of like the title. And now he gets to be like, Kojima gets to be really clever and be like, yes, this is the Phantom Pain, I mean, it can't be a coincidence, right? It can't be a coincidence how this game stays with you so much after you play it. Again, I've never played a game that has held on to me like the Phantom Pain has. It has opened my eyes as much that made me think about war. I mean, really, seriously, if you want to play this game and you haven't yet, be at least 21 years old. You need to be at least 21 because some of this shit is going to go over your head. I mean, even now, I feel like maybe I should have waited another 10 years to maybe try to really appreciate some of the storytelling in this game. Because, you have to have this kind of like mature and you have to be like mature and like have a decent education. I feel like to kind of understand some of these things that he's trying to like to bring at you. But it's just incredible. Until like something like Death Stranding. Like, listen, I love Death Stranding. It was a very awesome game. I can't wait for number 2 because I'm hoping he fixes everything wrong with the original one. Because let me tell you something, Death Stranding does not even come close to the greatness that Metal Gear Solid 5 has. I mean, it's true, not even close because the menus, I mean, right, just even the menus in this game, this is the best menus I've ever experienced in any game, guys. Literally in and out on the iDroid, marking things, calling resources. It's kind of like confusing, like up front, but once you get it, it's perfect. It's perfect. There's never been a better menu I've seen in like any game ever. Again, just extremely fast-paced, like you're in and out managing resources, and right, you're in the field and you're just accomplishing these missions, doing these side objectives. Like, I never got bored of it. I mean, I can see some people like getting bored of it, but yeah, I was just sucked into, what I was gonna, you know, like again, that's like the whole fan of pain, right? This fan of pain is that I've seen this mentioned in like other like reviews. This isn't actually like my own thought, but it's a thought that needs to be conveyed. I wish I could remember the guy's name, the YouTube video that I saw, but right, he's talked about that he wanted to keep playing the game, hoping that like there's something else to discover, and eventually maybe you get something else if you keep maybe playing these missions over again, and you'll see the big picture. But peace day never came, you know. But we know one thing: there's more than anger and war. And man, Metal Gear Solid 5 makes you think about all those kind of things. Now, whether or not you'll eventually uncover these secrets and these things, I couldn't tell you. Because for me, like I said before, the phantom pain does still linger. But goddamn, I'm glad it does. Because it doesn't, unlike with soldiers, it actually doesn't hurt me. This is a phantom pain that I want to keep having because with things like death, right? Remember, ultimately, when someone, like when we encounter death, you're ultimately not going to remember how these people lived. Believe it or not, you're actually going to remember how they died because it's that pain that allows you to live your best day, right? Remember why you're still here, and that's something that you'll be going through too at some point. And hopefully, that pain is what makes you want to live better. But that choice is up to you, though. Maybe you're a demon. Maybe you're a demon. Maybe these things you can't let go of. Maybe it inspires you. Because for me, it absolutely has. And that's why Metal Gear Solid 5 is my favorite game. Now, excuse me, I gotta go listen to Sins of a Father now because I am fucking hyped.